guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a little review over the foundations that I currently have in my drawer. So these aren't necessarily all my favorite foundations. I just kind of grabbed what was in my drawer currently that I'm cycling through, and I thought I would do a little review on what I'm currently using. So yeah, I hope you guys find it helpful. If you have any foundations that you love or you want me to give a try, please leave that in the comment section below. I love to hear feedback from you guys and also kind of learn what else is out there. So we'll go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to start the review with foundations from, I actually have two BB creams, but I'm going to start from lightest and most sheer coverage to more full coverage. So I'll talk about, you know, the product, the coverage, the finish of the foundation, so basically how it looks on the skin after it's applied, the wearability of it, how long it wears throughout the day, you know, what skin type it might be great for. Everyone's, you know, depending on your skin type, one foundation might be great for someone, but it might not be the greatest for someone else who has maybe a skin type that's different. So you want to keep that in mind when you are shopping for foundations. I always love to sample foundations before I buy them, especially if it's a foundation that's a little bit more on the high end. You know, I will return makeup if I don't love it, but I kind of don't really like to return makeup after I've used it. So I just, for foundations, I really like to, you know, to get the chance to wear it on my skin and see how it's going to wear throughout the day before I make a purchase. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the two BB creams that I am currently cycling through. I have two and I like them both. They're very, very different. The first one is the Garnier BB cream, and this one is a pretty good BB cream. It is great for the price. Of course, this is a drugstore brand, so it's kind of a little out of focus there, sorry. It is a drugstore brand, so obviously it's not going to cost you a lot. It's very liquidy, so a little bit of this goes a long way. I actually like to apply this with my fingers versus a brush or a beauty blender. It should be really quick and easy to apply in the morning. You know, BB creams are, you know, their claim is that they have skincare benefits as well as, you know, covering the skin and concealing imperfections. I would still say, you know, don't give up your daily skincare regimen or routine. I don't think that there's a makeup that really is going to give you the benefits that you need to really take care of your skin and fight anti-aging and any other issues that you have with your skin. So don't totally, you know, supplement your skincare routine with a BB cream. I use both. But this is a great foundation for, you know, every day if you're just going to the grocery store or to the gym or to pick your kids up from school or to class or whatever, you know, and you don't really necessarily want to look really made up, but you want your skin to be even. You want minor imperfections to be covered. This is a great, great option for that. The other BB cream that I use and absolutely love, I do love it more than the Garnier. It's the Dior Snow BB cream, and it is has an SPF of 50, which is really, really awesome. Obviously, SPF, the higher the better. Very different than the Garnier. It is not as liquidy as the Garnier. It's kind of more, it is a liquid, but it's more of like a thicker, kind of luxurious cream. And I would say a little bit of this goes a very long way. I think even a full pump for me is too much. And again, I use my fingers to apply this as well, just like the Garnier BB cream. Super quick, easy to apply. I feel like this gives a lot of coverage. It gives even more coverage than most BB creams that I've tried. To me, it looks like a foundation in terms of the coverage that it gives, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It doesn't look like you have makeup on. It just really, honestly makes your skin look perfect. Of course, if you have severe, you know, imperfections or blemishes or acne, you know, it might not give you full coverage, but if you have pretty normal skin with a minor here and there kind of pop-up breakout, this is going to be great. Of course, this is going to cost you more than the Garnier, but if you kind of use it sparingly, this is what I'll use kind of on the days that I'm meeting a girlfriend for lunch, or, you know, I'm just going to kind of want to look a little bit more made up than when I'm going to the gym. So love this stuff. This stuff is great. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is Atelier. And this foundation I actually discovered at the makeup show in New York several years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It's so pretty. I love this foundation. I have to order it online. They don't carry it in where I live in Austin, Texas, and there's not a store that I'm aware of that carries it. But it's just beautiful. And I have the Face Atelier Ultra Foundation, the Pro. When you go on the website, it's called Ultra Foundation, but you'll see a Pro or a regular. The only difference is the size. I would keep this in my kit and use this for brides, so I would order the smaller sizes just for, you know, compact wise. But this foundation is really, it's not a thick or heavy foundation. It's buildable, so the first application is just going to give a really nice kind of sheer finish to your skin. It looks like skin. That's what I can say. It really looks like skin. I do feel like I need to set this with a powder. I'm not a really oily skin type, but I like more of a semi-matte finish. So I think dewy foundations are beautiful. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful, but I live in Texas. It's really hot. I don't like to touch up my foundation a lot throughout the day. Maybe I'll touch it up once. Honestly, I kind of like to do it in the morning and go and not worry about it. This foundation is a foundation that is going to require a little bit more maintenance. I wouldn't recommend this for an oily skin type, I'll say that. Dry skin, you will love it. Normal skin, you'll love it. You may need to just keep your compact with you and touch up throughout the day. But it's very pretty. If you like a matte finish, you can get it by setting it. If you like a dewy finish, just leave it as is and don't set it with a powder, and you'll get that really pretty, dewy, just gorgeous, healthy skin glow. Love this stuff. The next foundation is a new foundation, the YSL Fusion Ink Foundation, and I just got this a few weeks ago, and I like it. I think when I first started wearing it, the first week I was in love with it, and then kind of after I got a few more weeks of wear out of it, I still like it, but I'm not as, you know, not as in love with it as I thought that I was, and I'll tell you why. So I do like the consistency of it. It's not thick, it's really thin. It has an interesting smell. I wouldn't say it smells bad, but it just smells different than any other foundation. It feels really different than any other foundation. When I applied this the first time, I thought, wow, I've never felt or applied a foundation anything like this. It's very different. It has a little spatula for the application. I'll show you. So you basically pop off the lid and then you twist off the top here, and then it has a little spatula. So the way I apply it is I literally just take the spatula and just kind of do some swatches on my face, and then I'll take my Sigma F80 foundation brush and I'll just buff it into the skin, and it's really pretty. The coverage is pretty light to medium. What I do is I do a really sheer layer first, and I kind of allow it a few minutes to kind of set in place, and then I go on with a little bit more in the areas that I feel like I need more coverage. And I get pretty decent coverage from it. Again, I have pretty normal skin. You know, I don't have a lot of discoloration or blemishes. I have some freckles and a few brown spots from the sun, but not a whole lot to cover. So, and I get pretty decent coverage from this. In the middle of summer though, I can say after a few weeks of wearing it, I noticed kind of by the end of the day, my skin just was in dire need of more coverage, and I needed to set it. I needed to touch up. It was shiny. It was kind of wearing off. So, which is interesting for me, at least. I know it says it has a 24-hour wear. That's kind of, you know, one of the cool things about it is that it's supposed to have a 24-hour wear. I haven't really found that to be the case for me though. So I don't know, maybe some of you do. Again, like I said, it's 100 degrees in Texas, so that could very well be the reason why. But yeah, I do recommend it though. I wouldn't recommend it to a really dry skin probably, but normal to oily skin I think would really like the way this foundation looks. Okay, so going into foundations that offer more coverage. First I'll talk about MAC Studio Fix Fluid. So this is a foundation that I've loved and used for years and years. I used to work for MAC, so when this launched, I was working for MAC when this launched. And this foundation is great. It's medium to full coverage. It is buildable. It has a very natural matte finish, so it's not going to look super dry or powdery, but it doesn't have a dewy, you know, satiny glow to it at all, which I like that look. You don't necessarily have to set it with powder. If you really like a really intense matte look, of course you probably will always set everything with powder. I typically don't set this foundation with powder though. I find that it wears great throughout the day. In fact, when I used to work a 9-to-5 job, I would leave the office and I'd actually go run Town Lake, which is a trail here in Austin. Even in the summer when it was 100 degrees, I'd run 3 or 4 miles around after work. And I'd get home and, I mean, of course I had sweat intensely, but my makeup still, once the sweat kind of dried, my makeup didn't look like I had just run 4 miles in 100-degree heat. It wears really, really well. So if you're looking for a foundation that you can put on and kind of not worry about throughout the day, I would probably recommend MAC Studio Fix Fluid. It's a great, great foundation. I will say that you want to buy the pump. It doesn't come with a pump. It comes with a twist off lid, and the pump is definitely something you want to pick up. It's a couple of bucks, and it's just going to help you conserve your product. If you don't have that, you're going to end up wasting a lot and pouring out way more than you need. A little bit of this goes a very, very long way. So the next foundation I'm going to talk about is one of my favorites right now. It's the Mercier Silk Cream Foundation, and it's what I have on right now. And I actually am kind of new to this foundation. I just got it a couple of months ago after I saw a YouTuber talking about this foundation. I had never tried it before, believe it or not. I really like this foundation. It's a thick, luxurious cream. So when you squeeze it out, it's really thick. A little bit goes a long way. This foundation gives great coverage. It also has a very kind of natural matte finish, so it's not going to look really dry and powdery, but it is not a dewy or glowy finish foundation. It kind of gives a creamy, velvety finish to the skin. I love this stuff. So what else can I say about it? I use the Sigma F80 brush to apply this. And I always start, and with all my foundations, I start with a little bit first, and then I go back and add a little bit more in the areas I feel like I need more coverage, which typically is the center of the face. Most of us have any discoloration or imperfection we're going to find in the center of our face. And so I'll usually go in, apply a sheer layer of this, and then I'll go and dab a few more dabs of it on the center of my face and buff it out with the F80 brush. But I love this foundation a lot. So I've got 2 more to go through. So the next one is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Foundation. And I have to be honest, it's funny because I actually just saw a video last night of a YouTuber talking about how much they love this stuff. And I need to give it another try. It's been a while since I've worn this, but when I first wore it, I wasn't too impressed. A girlfriend of mine used it and loved it, and she has beautiful makeup and beautiful skin, so of course I went out and grabbed it. And I typically like a matte, full coverage finish, but I felt like this on me looked really, really matte and really dry. So I don't know, that was my opinion of it. It is a water-resistant, oil-free foundation, so if that's important to you, which of course those are great things to have in a foundation, then this is something you want to give a try to. I'm going to give it another try though, because like I said, I was planning on doing this review, and obviously I don't have a really favorable review of this foundation, but then last night I was watching, I think it was Tiffany D, and she loves this foundation, and her makeup looks great, so maybe I need to give this another shot, which I'll probably do. But yeah, that's my opinion on this so far. And the last foundation that I have to review is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover Foundation. So I came across this foundation actually because I had been wearing the Estee Lauder Double Wear Liquid Foundation for a while, and I love that foundation. That is probably one of my favorite foundations. That foundation lasts and wears all day long. It's got the perfect finish. I don't really need to set it with a powder. It's just beautiful. I don't currently have it. I need to go get some more of it, but I do love that stuff. So one day I went into the counter to go and replenish that, and I saw this, and I thought, well, this is double wear and it's maximum cover, so this has got to be better. This is going to give me more coverage, right? This foundation is definitely what it says it is. Maximum cover, absolutely. Too much for me though. I don't know that most people need as much coverage as this foundation gives. If you like a really, made up, heavy, matte, full coverage foundation, then you will love this stuff. It was too much for me. When I wear this, I feel like I have too much makeup on. I feel like when I do this or this, I get like, I don't know. Of course, my makeup's not cracking, but that's what I feel like. I feel like it looks like it's cracking because it's just like a thick mask. So that's my opinion of this. It would be probably great for special occasions or stage makeup. If you are going to be on stage for any reason, this might be a great foundation for photo shoots. This might be a great foundation for everyday use. Too much for me. that's just my opinion. So anyhow, yeah, so that is my review over the current foundations that I have in my drawer. Like I said, they're not necessarily all my favorite. It's just what I currently had. If I had to choose which my favorite foundations were, I would say the Dior BB Cream, which I talked about. I would say the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, the normal one that comes in the glass bottle. That's definitely a favorite. MAC Studio Fix Fluid is a favorite of mine. And then the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation is also a favorite of mine. So, and then the Face Atelier, which I gave a rave review about. I love this, but honestly, it's not every day for me because, again, I don't want to touch up all the time. It's beautiful. It looks beautiful on the skin. I use it for brides a lot that have, especially in the winter when it's drier. It gives that glow to their skin. But just because for me in the summer, and it's so hot in Texas most months out of the year, if I didn't have to touch up with so much with that, that would be one of my favorites too, because it's really, really pretty. But anyway, if you guys like this review on foundations, please let me know in the comment section below. Give the video a thumbs up. Give me suggestions. Tell me which foundations you love. Again, I'm always loving to try new things, so I would love to hear from you guys what you are currently using and what you love. So anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching, and until my next video, I will see you guys soon. Thanks.